Namaskar. I'm here to discuss the topic that is flame photometry. What about the introduction of this topic? Flame photometry, more accurately called flame atomic emission spectroscopy, and it is the branch of spectroscopy in which the species examined in the spectrometer present in the form of atoms. This technique was introduced in the mid of 19th century, during which Bunsen and Kirchhoff showed that the radiation emitted from the flames depend on the characteristics element present in the sample. When the metallic species is introduced into flame, metal salt is burnt and emits certain colored wavelengths. And due to excitation and de-excitation process, the radiations are emitted. I'm coming to the principle of this. Suppose I'm having analyte. Analyte is the sample which we have to analyze. And firstly, it is aspirated and atomized. Atomized using atomizer, and it is spread over a flame, and flame will provide the energy to the atoms. And suppose the atom is at ground state, it will absorb energy and go to the excited state. Thereafter it will return to the ground state, and energy will be uh, released, or certain wavelength radiation are emitted, and that are made to incident over the photo detector. And according to Shebe-Lokomin equation, intensity of the emitted radiation is directly proportional to the concentrations. Here C is the concentration, I is the intensity of the radiation emitted. And if I use to plot the intensity versus concentration, it will be a straight line. Now coming to the proposed chemical reactions. What are the proposed chemical reactions here? Suppose solution is of MX type, and it is firstly atomized, converted into MX solid. Thereafter, it is this MX solid is spread over a flame. It is converted into vapors, and then vapors will absorb energy, and it will convert it into the atoms. And this ground state atom will absorb energy, go to the excited state, and this excited state, which is unstable molecule, goes to the ground state via releasing the H nu type of radiation. So the emitted radiations have different characteristics depending upon the various type of metal ions. And this for potassium, potassium, the colored wavelength produced will be violet color. Likewise, for calcium, it is 622 nanometer orange color. For lithium, it is red, and for this is sodium, it is yellow, and for this uh, barium, it is green. So this is the table for which different type of wavelengths are emitted for different type of elements. Likewise, aluminium, for aluminium, the wavelength emitted is the 396 nanometer wavelength. Components of the flame photometer: here it is analyte, and it is connected to a mixing chamber. And in this fuel is fused like fuel gas is supplied, and it is connected to the burner. And this is the atomizer linked here, and it is this atomized sample is spread over the flame. Thereafter, excitation de-excitation will take place, and certain type of wavelength will be emitted, and this emitted radiation is made to pass through this lens, and then it is made to pass through a particular filter, depending upon the type of analysis. Suppose I am going to analyze sodium, so I have to set this filter at the sodium wavelength. So particular sodium wavelength are passed and remaining are the stopped, and this is the photo detector, and which is connected to the amplifier, and reading will be obtained. This is the particular flame photometer used usually in the labs. Coming to the applications: estimation of sodium potassium ion in the blood humans. We know that sodium potassium is very balance of sodium potassium is very necessary in our body. So normal range should be 135 to 145 milli equivalent per liter in case of sodium, and in case of potassium the range should be 3.6 to 4.8 milli equivalent per liter. So this sodium potassium can also be analyzed with the, besides that, in agriculture, the fertilizer requirement of the solid is analyzed by the flame photometer analysis of the soil, and minerals can also be analyzed in soft drinks, fruit juices, and etc. Also, calcium, magnesium can be determined in cement. So coming to the advantages, this is of low relative cost, generally easy to operate, low interference from other elements, and easy to use, and low level of training is required, and it is fast analysis. Thank you very much.